How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here with 218s, and we have another tier list. Another tier list. The final installment. We have all the 6 drops. I think it's the least amount of cards, but the most impactful in Marvel Snap. So we're going to go through card by card, and we have S through F, and we're going to rank the cards. Is there anything you want to say to the people out there?
Yes, sir, man. Y'all be sure to, first of all, y'all like and subscribe to Prashan, man. And also, if y'all missed the past episodes, we did these for every set of cards. So 1 through 5, and then it's gonna be our last one. So y'all be sure to check that out as well. And yeah, man, that's all I got to say.
All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna start out with Agatha. Let's start with Agatha. Where you got Agatha?
You gonna start with her?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to put her at the bottom. But I think we got B and A mixed up.
Oh, we do, huh?
You see
hang
what
on. This is real time.
It's all good.
There we go. Perfect.
All right, but I mean, you literally have to put her at the bottom.
You think so?
I don't know if the bottom. I don't know. So here's the thing. I don't know if there's necessarily a F tier card out of this pool, but I do think she's the worst out of all. So like whatever the lowest grade, she is there. She has to be there.
We'll put her in D for now.
Wait, do you disagree with that?
Like, yes and no. Like, it depends. I think she could be good at times. You could just put her on like autopilot on a discard, some discard decks, and it works. And then there's times like you get Triskelion or something, and then like she gets in your hand and then just takes over, and you just have to retreat because she's doing all the wrong stuff with the wrong deck. So I totally understand, but I don't know. Sorry, Agatha enjoyers, but that's where you got her. All right. So next, we're gonna go the opposite way here. We're gonna go with Hela. Where do you have Hela?
And you can put Hela at the very top.
All right.
And so here's the thing, you guys. If you don't have Cosmo, or you don't have a way to, like, let's say you don't have Echo to like stop their Invisible Woman or Rogue to take it. If you don't have any of those cards in your deck, you lose if they pull Hela.
Almost.
Right?
I think Clog stops it a little bit.
Right. You might be right. Yeah, you're probably
like
right about that.
Clog and Lockdown. So if you play
deck, a lockdown deck.
Yeah, because if you play Professor X, then you're fighting for 2 lanes.
Exactly. Right. So let me slow down. Let me slow down.
But yeah, she is OP, but there's ways to stop it. There's ways to stop it.
Right. Let me chill out. But yeah, I mean it's just like, you know, if you pull this card and they're not running Lockdown or they don't have Cosmo or whatever.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, right.
It's over.
So
and especially since there's so many more discard cards in Marvel Snap. Like Hela was a gamble card in the beginning, like Hela Lockjaw, but now Hela's more like reliable.
Exactly.
In this meta. So let's go with Arnim Zola. Where do you have Arnim Zola?
I like A or B. I feel like he's really good.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you got your, you could throw him on the typical destroy deck, get like 2 Venoms or something, get 2 Deaths. So in some cases 2 Nulls when you get like that extra energy boost from X-23 or something like that. You also got your Wong, Black Panther. You have I sometimes like to run them on Cerebro 5 or Cerebro 5 to get like 2 what's his face? Omega Reds and stuff like that.
Ooh,
you can obviously put them on Mr. Negative and do some it's just a very versatile card, I feel like. So I would say then, A.
Even on the defensive end too, if someone plays like a goblin on your side on an empty lane, you could play Arnim Zola and shoot 2 goblins back on their side.
Exactly.
So there's many things that Arnim Zola can do. Yeah, I would say that's decent.
You say B? You think B?
I don't know. I guess we could put him in.
We come back.
We could put him in A for now.
All right, cool.
Where do you have Death?
Death? I would say I'm not sure if she's A or B, but I do think that those three cards like Arnim, Zola, Null, and Death, I would say she's probably the worst out of the three.
What? Really?
Because so here's the thing. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
Uh,
If they have Mobius, you can't. Or you know what? I feel like I'm coming to these opinions too fast because you can throw her on a discard deck as well,
yeah,
right?
you don't need to. She goes in
Right.
Hela without anything being
Exactly.
destroyed.
Right. So let me slow down. You know what? Just A. Just A.
So
Obviously, if you're running a destroy deck and they have Mobius, you won't be able to play her. But she's also versatile, right? You could throw her with the Ebony Blade or something like that. Um,
and then
and
plus
she
two,
can
if
get all the way down to 0. So
yeah, she could be 0
right,
and surprise opponents. And you
exactly.
said that death is the worst one between Arnim Zola, Null, and her.
And
So where do you have Null between between these three then?
I was, you know what? Maybe no. Like I now, don't get me wrong. They're all great, right? They're all
Right.
like really good cards. I was just saying out of those three, but maybe actually Noah might be the. What do you think? What do you think?
Me personally, I think it's the hardest with Null
Yeah,
because you never know. And then like especially with all this junk stuff, you can't think
right.
about junk, but if you're destroying junk, like your Null can be like 0 sometimes,
Exactly.
like
You might
depending.
lose points.
Right. So I think Death is the better fit because you'll put Death in almost every destroy deck compared to Arnim, Zola, and Null. I think it would be Death will go in every destroy deck, and then you would probably put Null in every destroy deck. But the fact that Arnim Zola goes in other decks besides
Right.
destroy, I would put Arnim Zola in front of Null.
Okay.
That's my logic behind it.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
All right, where do you have Doom?
Doctor Doom, I say A or S. I feel like Doctor Doom is great, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously you got your ramp, but you also have Patriot or Lockdown. If you're not like running like Professor X, you got your Storm locked down, and you could put Doctor Doom, and he works with Miss Marvel. I feel like he's just a very versatile card, and he can, you know, be pre-patch Alioth. I used to use him like in a lane where I was winning to stop or to beat the Alioth because they're expecting me to play there, but since I get the Doom bots, I get 5 power everywhere, so it doesn't matter where I play him. It's yeah, I mean, I think Doctor Doom is just solid.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then where do you have Giganto?
Um, maybe C.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just because you can only play him in the left lane,
Right,
and then like you might see him in like Hela decks, and then that's it.
right. Or I mean, you can throw him with War Machine, but at the same time, you probably just want to use War Machine into Infinite then rather than him.
Right. I think
So
Giganto's a good second option in that deck, but yeah,
yeah,
I'd rather play something else. And then speaking of Infinite, where you got him?
I like him in B.
Okay.
I like him in B. Obviously, what we just said, War Machine. You got your high Evo decks, Eben discard. You get that blade, and you get him back.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. I
and yeah,
I think he's B. Yeah.
right,
It sucks that he has like a condition, and that he's 20. The fact that like you were able to get like Blob bigger and then Red Hulk gets bigger than Infinite now, it's sort of like phased him out. Maybe he has to be like
right.
a 625 or something. But speaking of Red Hulk here, he recently got nerfed,
I
so
think
he's
he
a
could put him at the
6'9".
very top. You could put him at the very top.
Okay.
I don't. I'm gonna try not to go on a complaining rant. I don't understand. So you look at every card that's like, let's say 13 power or above. they all have a drawback, right? Agatha had you. I mean, it's a random. She plays random. Giganto, you can only play him on one side. Infinite, you have to skip the turn. Like Death, you have to destroy every card. Like Red Hulk, if I can't play, so they nerfed him to 6/9, right? So if I can't play the first turn, you automatically have a 6/13 card
Yeah.
that you can just play wherever. It doesn't even matter that I can see that you have it because I can't do any. Like I can't. I can say, oh, I see you got your Red Hulk, right? Let me save my Shang-Chi or whatever for the last turn. That's
Right.
fine. You already by then you already put your armor down. You got your Nebula on the board. You know it. You're already playing the match. I can't just focus on your one card. And besides that, like it doesn't matter that I can see him because there's other cards in other decks where if you see one card, you know they have something else. If I see Deadpool, for example, I know you have Carnage or a way
Yeah.
to destroy it. So
Oh,
I don't
you're
even
assuming they might have certain other cards just by that one
right.
card.
I don't. The card is just nonsense to me. Like even compared to the regular Hulk, after he gets the high Evo ability, he only gets +2, and you have to run high. You have to have high Evo in your deck,
Yeah.
like
And
plus
you have to
plus
not
4.
use energy.
Right, like plus. I could go on for a long time.
But
Well,
speaking of Hulk,
yeah,
let's go Hulk.
right. So
Where you got
regular Hulk,
Hulk?
or I'm gonna just do high Evo Hulk. I would say like A
Okay.
or I mean A or S for regular Hulk. But again, he has the drawback: you can't spend all your energy, and you have to run him in a high Evo archetype.
Yeah. And he has to be in your hand or on the board.
Right.
Compared
Man,
to Red Hulk is OP. I think they're gonna change him again, to be honest. They have to.
it better, man.
And then next, let's go Helicarrier. What do you have Helicarrier?
Um, if there was like a B minus or C plus, I feel like I mean obviously you can discard it to power up your collector, but I mean what if y'all just give me like a handful of bad cards, you know? But I mean again, he works cool on that deck like I don't know Devil Dinosaur collector. You could use him with Loki to like get all the random cards, take their whole deck, and just beat them with what they have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's kind of tricky. What do you think? It's kind of tricky.
I think he's like Helicarrier. Well, yeah, Helicarrier is B. I think because you have to play it in like one type of deck. It's not like it's
Right.
it's you could plug and play in many other types.
Right.
He just has like one type, and then you're screwed if you get bad cards. And then especially if you don't play Quinjet too, and they're not discounted, it's like
Exactly.
I'm stuck with this.
And you typically don't want to play that card itself because you know you probably got Devil Dinosaur or something that can get stronger than 10 points. So
Yeah, like a
it's
6/10
tough.
is not that strong. Like I play this card for the ability, not for the stats.
The points, right? The stats.
And then next, let's go Magneto.
Big Magneto. What you think? I say like B or A.
I have him in A.
Okay.
He could win you games and he could lose you games just
Exactly.
by whatever he moves over.
Right.
That's
Top of
like my
that.
only gripe.
Yeah. It's just like I mean, obviously you compare him with Kingpin or Craven
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but yeah, again, he can sometimes just lose you the match. So
Yeah.
but it's still pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. And next we have Skaar here. What do you have, Skaar?
Scar. I I would say B or A. I mean, a lot of these cards I feel like are going to be B or A. But
Mhm.
the thing about Scar, the reason why I kind of don't like him is because I feel like he forces you to run back or cards with drawbacks. So like Typhoid Mary, Sentry, Atuma, Crossbones. Um,
Crossbones is a 10
reds.
now?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he is. Crossbones, Cole
right.
Obsidian.
Red Skull or
Oh,
something
yeah, I
like that,
forgot.
right? It's just like you want to run them with those cards so that you can get them discounted so that you could play them by like turn 5 along with something else. But and since they nerfed Zabu as well, it's harder to play him because you can't get those other cards out on turn 3.
Yeah, it seems
So
like Scar's disappeared.
right,
Like, he's disappeared. Cole Obsidian's disappeared. Like, a
yeah,
lot of these cards has disappeared. And the funny thing is, a lot of people skipped out on cards like Cannonball or like Red Guardian or like other cards because they got like Cole Obsidian and all these other cards because they thought they were good. And then like months later, people are missing out on the other cards that are actually good
right,
in this meta. So it's funny how that works. Like one card can shift how people play the game and what cards they get in the catches, and then like a month later, like the card's dead and the cards
it's
associated with
useless,
them
right?
is done, which I find pretty funny. And then next we have Odin.
Big Odin, I say A or S.
I got him an S.
Okay, yeah, I'm not mad. What's the reasoning?
There's so much he could do. Like he works with Doom. He just makes every card with on reveal with a good on reveal better. So
Right.
especially in Wong decks, like it's over. As soon as you play that Odin on, like it's over. And especially in the
Mhm.
beginning game too, when you're a beginner, you're playing Wong, White Tiger, Odin, and that wins you games pretty easily too.
Exactly.
And then next we have Onslaught.
Onslaught. It's. I think it's hard. Obviously, you have your the living tribunal deck is dependent on Onslaught, and you can do some cool things with the ongoing cards like Claw. You can get to 12. Miss Marvel, you can get 10 on each side. I just I would say A or B, probably A. I just feel like I always want to have magic with Onslaught for some reason. Because I feel like that 7 points on the last turn, even with whatever, or that 7 points on turn 6 is just not enough. But but the fact that I have to use magic with them, I feel like also benefits the opponent. What do you think?
I think he's good. I think yes. I think you're right. Extending the game with magic, I guess it gives you a better chance, especially with more ongoing stuff on the board.
Yeah,
I think especially like what with Living Tribunal and Iron Man, like it just prolongs the game, so you could play another card on the board, and
right,
it's just bigger. But I think he's decent. Like I think we mentioned Omega Red earlier. If you just slam it on
right,
Omega Red, like you surprise the opponent, and then boom, you win. So I think it's just in the right situation. Or even you could probably have like an Iron Man lane, and then you just slam them on top, and you automatically win that
right.
lane. So it depends. And then there's like Echo out there, there's Rogue out there,
Enchantress
Enchantress.
sometimes,
So I
so
think like sometimes you make it obvious that you might play Onslaught in certain situations, especially if you have like Wong and that type of stuff. So I think he's A. I think he's like pretty strong, but
yeah, definitely.
it's an obvious play at times whenever he's going out and play. So next we have Ultron here.
Big Ultron, we call him Alt Reezy, bro. I would say like B or C though. You can so the good I feel
I
like
got
the
him in
good
C.
thing about Ultron is nobody ever expects Ultron.
Right.
So let's say you're going up against a lockdown deck and they storm, they think they got you. You get your Patriot out, your Ultron out, you beat them. But I mean, you can only really use him with Patriot. And
Yeah, Patriot,
there's
Blue Marvel.
you're right. And there's arguably stronger combos that involve Patriot, like Brood, Absorbing Man.
Right.
Mockingbird, you know. So, but yeah, I guess it's just a surprise factor.
Yeah, I think it's a card you might want to put in those decks, but not use it unless it's like an emergency.
Exactly.
Like, but I wouldn't want to play Ultron,
Right.
especially when you have like Claw going on. Some people like to play Doctor Octopus. They play Doctor
Right.
Octopus in the lane. Your Ultron goes off. It's over.
Exactly. Right. You
So
can't throw them on the deck with Jubilee or Lockjaw or even
yeah,
what's that called?
or Iron Lad. None of
Iron
that.
Lad, right? Because you don't want to just fill your board up and lose.
Yeah. So
So,
definitely a C. And then lastly, we have She-Hulks, the last of the Hulks.
oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was like way quicker than all the other ones.
Yeah.
I'd say I like A.
Yeah, same. I think I have her maybe one of the best A's.
Yeah.
Like even if you get Mobius, it doesn't matter. You can still play her on turn 10. It sucks because she's a 6/10. But the fact that like you could energy cheat and skip your turn 5 and play, well, you could play Shuri on 4, skip 5, play Shuri. I mean, yeah, Shuri on 4, skip turn 5, play She-Hulk and Taskmaster on 6
Taskmaster.
is freaking crazy. I think that's how I got Infinite when She-Hulk first came out. That was like the play I was doing all the time, or I was playing Devil Dino or Moon Girl, Devil Dino, She-Hulk, which is insane. I think it might work even today, to be honest, but there's so many other cards and combos that people want to play, and that might seem boring. But yeah, I think She-Hulk is perfect. High Evo decks, everything.
Yeah, I haven't used that. I used to use like She-Hulk, Infinite, Moon Girl, get two She-Hulks in the Infinite on turn 7. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like kind of like you were saying, she just pairs so well with good cards like Shuri. Obviously, every high Evo deck,
Sunspot.
you probably
It's
see
like
her.
Sunspot's her best friend.
Right, Sunspot, Cyclops. The Hulk gets power when you skip turns. So, yeah, I mean, she's just solid.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Next, we have Alioth here. Of course, he's been changed. Like, what is he, a 6'9" or something?
6'8", and
6'8".
he like doesn't destroy. He just like removes the text.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's B. What do you think?
It's kind of hard to. I feel like I still lose games the same way to Alioth.
When you get Alioth?
Yes.
I guess we could put him.
I mean, I'm not sure. I guess I'll say A or B then.
We can put him at the end of A.
Okay.
I think he's still pretty decent. He stops like Shang-Chi's. He stops like counterplay, whatever. If they have like an on reveal, if they have an Enchantress or something crazy. So I think he's pretty good still. And the stats too. He's a 6'8", which makes him fine.
Yeah.
Especially for what he does. And then next we have Leader. This one is a 6'2", not a 6'7". What do you have, Leader?
I would say B, A.
I think he's
for some reason I think about him the same way as Alioth. For some, it's not. I don't, because if you play him, you can't feel him. You can't feel the lane up with him, or he just won't work.
I think the downside is too if they play 2 cards. Like, you only copy 1.
Right. Okay, yeah, I think B then. I don't really use them that much.
Like, the old Leader was, like, S tier.
Yeah.
Because you just copy whatever they did that turn.
Everything.
But the fact they only copy 1 card and he's, like, a 6'2", that's... Like, if you're playing Sandman, it would work. If you play Sandman on 5, you already have priority.
Right.
And then, like, you just play Leader somewhere. But the fact that they could play 2 cards, I think, that makes them And then next we have Apocalypse. He's a 6/6 now.
Big Apocalypse. I like A or S, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
he's
he's
A.
still very hard to. I mean, him and Dracula is just it's just hard to deal with. I mean, Red Guardian takes care of Dracula now.
Yeah.
Nobody really. I mean, Deathstrike could take care of it, but I mean, nobody's really using Deathstrike. But I mean, it's just the same as it was. I feel like the two power doesn't really make a difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered either, to be honest. And
So
then next we have Destroyer.
sure, I say like C or D.
Yeah, I think he's situational too. I have
Yeah,
him in like C.
and
He's
even then,
he's helped me get infinite a few times,
right,
even like recently, but it's basically situational. You can only put him in like 2 decks, maybe 3, and that's it.
right.
So poor Destroyer. And then next we have Orca.
Big Orca, another bad one, man.
I have him
You
in.
gotta put him all the way down there. Now,
I guess he's C.
or he actually might because he's 6'11" now, so he gets +5, so 16. I feel like 16 is just not enough to win a lane,
Not anymore.
right? I mean, obviously you can run, well, you can't run Miss Marvel, but you can put Claw or Mr.
Yeah, or you could
Fantastic. But
play
even then,
or you could play Spectrum and then try to boost them again, but
right?
like the fact that you're playing one card in one lane and you're leaving it open for a Shang-Chi, like no.
Exactly. It just doesn't work.
That makes it horrible. Unless you're playing like Kyra, but you don't even see Kyra anymore.
Right. So yeah, I
And
mean
then
it's too much junk. Like I don't want her to keep all my rocks. I want to send them back.
Yeah. And next, speaking of Spectrum, we have Spectrum here. Where do you have her?
Spectrum, I say B.
Okay, I think so too.
Yeah.
She's a high B. She's a decent card, but she doesn't get that much play, in my opinion. But yeah.
And it's kind of I kind of feel like you know like with Onslaught and Spectrum, again, like I was saying earlier, you kind of really want Magic to be able to get those extra ongoing cards out so that you can play one of them on turn 6 or turn 7. But
Yeah.
it's not like Odin where you have like great stuff by turn 6. So Odin on turn 6, you get your a million White Tigers, a million Iron Hearts, a million Hazmats, and then you can maybe cheese somebody out like with a ramp deck or somehow use them to like Arnim, Zola, your Odin, and then get some more out like that. Like it's not it. They're like the ongoing version of what Odin is, but that's just not as strong in my opinion.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I don't know. I think it's just committing because you have to put things in the right spot for
Yeah.
Spectrum, and then you have to get her to go off, and then hope that it's enough energy to
It's enough, right?
go around. So it's like, you might as well go tall. It's like, why even bother? It's a good surprise if you have like Spectrum on Wong, and you just blow the like everything on the board gets stats. But I think it's like too much commitment right now in Marvel Snap.
Right.
And then next we have Thanos.
I mean, I would still say S to be honest, even though
Really?
it's not even so. I just think it's S because he's so versatile.
Yeah, I think he's a card that's been touched like 50 times already,
Yeah,
and you still couldn't stop him. I think maybe like there's been a cooldown period with him now because like there's so many new cards coming in Snap, and then he's been touched so many times people don't even want to bother playing him.
right.
But yeah, I think he's still strong. I don't think I've played him at all since
they nerfed the time.
Yeah, I haven't even played it. Maybe I should test it out, but I really don't see it that much on ladder, and when I do see it, like I'm definitely surprised to see it. And next we have Blob.
I think B maybe.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just like why run a strong why run Blob when I could just run Red Hulk?
Yeah. Yeah, Blob,
Infinite,
Infinite, like
like
all those guys are obsolete to me because Red Hulk.
right, Giganto, even Destroyer. I'm already stronger than Destroyer after 2 turns, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next we have Heimdall.
Heimdall, big Heimdall. uh, probably B, A or B.
All right.
Um,
I got him in B. It
I
just
mean
sucks that he
you
just moves cards
to
and
the left.
yeah, it's like so obvious at times.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have Galactus. He is not a 6'2". Was he like a 6'5"?
6'5". He now I would say I think it's actually very easy to get Galactus off right now
Yeah.
because I feel like Junk is just very strong right now. I would say A
Yeah, I say A too.
or you think S? I'm not
I
mad
well,
at S.
I think S.
Okay.
I think he's a S tier
Yeah.
card.
Like you obviously know when you see a Jeff and a Hobgoblin, you already know what's going on. But you can't I feel like you just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think the fact that you can destroy 2 lanes is, and then like the whole community can be upset
Right.
about Galactus is pretty polarizing when it comes to Snap. So I think he's there. I think he's up there.
Okay.
I think that is it.
All right.
I think we're finally done with our tier list. Let us know how we did in the comments. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Where would you guys have where and why? And I think that's it. You have anything to say to the people before we dip out?
Like I said, man, y'all like, subscribe. Prashan's on the road to 10K. I'm on the road to 2K. You know what I'm saying? Help us get there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. Cool. So we are done. So be safe. Keep on snapping and peace out.